All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shayi, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. And this is going to be a lesson on the Motb and talking a bit about some of these companies and apps and how they are trying to be like everything exchange. Like I came across this term literally just a couple of minutes ago, an everything exchange and everything app. And then also like I'm going to talk about the company Amazon, right? And we can even throw eBay in there as well, right? And one of the main things that makes people, this is from like what I see anyway, one of the main things that people start thinking about whenever they're gonna buy items online is, man, I don't want to have to pay delivery, right? That's one of the things that decides whether somebody is or ain't gonna buy certain things online. And maybe some people don't know this, but the company Amazon has like a service called Amazon Prime, right? Which just is a subscription you pay, and then you pretty much get next day delivery all year round. But within the Amazon Prime subscription, you get Amazon Music, although it's kind of, some of the features are kind of skewed if you don't pay um another extra fee to get the actual official Amazon Music. But you can actually listen to Amazon Music just by having Amazon Prime, right? Which gives you access to pretty much every song in the world as far as I've seen so far. And then you also get Amazon Video, which allows you access to certain movies, right? And then there's additional fees you can pay to get access to different kind of things within Amazon Prime, but it allows you a certain access to certain movies and TV shows that you wouldn't get and can't get anywhere else actually, right? Or it's difficult to get anywhere else, right? Pretty much some of the movies that you would be able to buy from Amazon, the actual website. So Amazon has pretty much become an everything company, because like Amazon has deals with Morrison's, right? So you can buy groceries off of Amazon. You can buy, I think Ocado has got a deal with them as well, and you can like search some of these things up especially when it concerns Ocado, which is another food company that has a deal with Morrison's, which is a popular supermarket chain over here in the United Kingdom, right? But I know you can buy food from Amazon, right? With the Amazon Prime account, it allows you to buy and purchase food, and then the food will get delivered to your house, like a big grocery shop can get delivered to your house the same day, within like maybe 3 or 4 hours after you purchase it, man. Right? Which is convenient, I guess. It's convenient, which is the reason why it happens. The same thing with how the Amazon Prime order is convenient, because it allows you to get your thing items next day. And sometimes you don't want to go right into the store. You might not have the availability to go right to the store, man. Sometimes you might not want to be around people and just do things from your house. And because of some of these things and the convenience of some of these things, you pretty much don't, even if you wanted to, and if you didn't need, like let's say a person worked from home, right? They can, if they so choose, be able to have access to every single thing that's outside without leaving their house. You can get pretty much anything delivered to your house these days, man. Like Uber Eats has pretty much became a chef that like cooks for you, and then just the food shows up at your house, man. And to a certain degree, you don't even have to interact with the Uber driver if they leave it outside of your door and all that, right? Like the world's becoming a thing where everything's becoming simplified, but in the simplification of it all, it's dumbing people down, man. Like when it comes to spelling's becoming like, and this is just me saying it from my perspective anyway, spelling bits has become more difficult because of autocorrect, man. Now some people out there, you might be amazing spellers and all that, but man, some of the time when I'm trying to spell or write a word and that, I feel like, damn, without this autocorrect, maybe I wouldn't have made to spell the word some of the time. And then like when it comes to writing, actually just writing something down, my hand fatigues way more than what it used to when some of these phones and stuff like that didn't exist. Like, but if we go back into school times and stuff like that, and college, whatever, university, and that, when you used to have to write things down, when was the last time people really wrote paragraphs that turned into 2, 3, 4, 5 pages? And for most people, it would have been sometime when they was in school. And even the handwriting might be worse now than when it was in school, man. Right? But that might be a thing that's just me, but I don't perceive that would be true, though. I think that would be something that a lot of people would say is the case, man. I'd say one of the only main skills that people might have still carried and kept to a certain degree is maths. But then, even certain times, man, with some people, I realize that, man, they don't know how to even like calculate. Like, some people wouldn't even know how to calculate their hourly salary, which would be something which would be like this: whatever you earn a month, divide that by 4. That would get your weekly wage, right? Then you take the number for your weekly wage and you divide it by the amount of hours that you do in a week. That would give you your yearly salary. Your hourly salary, right? That would give you that number. But some people wouldn't even know how to figure that out, which maths is a skill that you really need, because it like allows you to know if you're getting scammed or not, man. Like, even working out percentages of something, like some people might not even know that 50% is the same as half, or some people might not know how to work out 10% of something, which to figure out, if you have a calculator, to figure out what 10% would be, right? You just multiply it by 0.1. And I ain't no maths teacher, I ain't the smartest person around, but to figure out what 10% of something is, you just divide it by, multiply it by 0.1, right? So 8 multiplied by 0.1 should come up as 0.8, right? 100 multiplied by 0.1 should come up as 10, and that will be 10%. To find out a quarter, to find out 25% of something, you half it and half it again. But because this world is becoming so simplified in every single aspect, some people don't know these little tricks concerning maths. Like, some people might not even know that, if you multiply something by 10, all you do to figure out the answer is add a 0. And every single time when it comes to any number that's in the tens, right? Like 10, 100, 1000, however many zeros are at the end of that number, that's what you just add to the number to get the answer. Some people might not know this, but these are simple tricks that you learn in maths from when you were young, right? And maths is a heavy thing that you'll need to carry on, because you need to pay for things, as far as this society goes, all the damn time, man. Like, even when it comes to knowing the amount that certain items have increased by, and unless you're rich and you're balling out here, you need maths to understand how to budget, man. Right? You'd want to know how much percentage of your wages are going to, like, how much percentage of the amount of money that you get goes towards your rent, goes towards the bills, and then you'd figure out how much you've got disposable income, if any. Right? And unless you're rich, you ain't gonna, like, you should be definitely making sure you know that number, because you ain't got unlimited disposable income. Not knowing how to budget is not a luxury that you have access to, right? And that would also allow you to know how to save money and where you can save money, if you know and understand how much outgoings you've got and how much income you've got, man. Right? We ain't got the advantage in the situation that we're in of being just completely ignorant to things, man. We ain't got that advantage, right? Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And this is what's getting ready to happen, man, because the way how they're manipulating the world is to make every single thing become so easy and so like, oh, you don't have to worry about that. Or you don't have to worry about, you'll own nothing can be happy, which is, oh, you don't have to worry about owning a car. You can just rent one from us. Or you don't have to worry about this or that. You don't have to worry about thinking about having to tax your car, thinking about this and thinking about that. No, we'll figure out all that for you, right? And then that's a way of controlling people, though. Like, some people don't even know how to cook, man. Don't even know like a little few tricks on how to cook. Like I remember when I used to, when the first time, way back, man. This is going back like decades now, well, or at least a decade and a bit. When I was a university student, and I realized, raw, these Edomites don't really know how to cook, and I wasn't really the best at cooking either. But when I was in uni, I started learning how to cook things, man, because I was like, man, I'm hungry, and just paying for delivery food or going to fast food places all the time is expensive, and like they ain't really making the things that I want to taste, and I ain't really got the time every single time I'm hungry to just go and pay this money here. So I'm gonna learn how to cook certain things. But some people in there, mainly these Edomites, was eating dried pasta, right, from the bag. Just eating pasta. Like, come on, man. You can't buy a pan and put it in water and boil it, bro. You can't even, like, even if you want to say you drink eating dry pasta, eating plain pasta, you couldn't boil it first. Even boiling it for 1 minute makes it more edible than just eating it from the back, like they're chips. You know what I mean? Like they're like it's a Doritos, bro. People was doing that. Now I never seen it with my own eyes, but I heard of it, man. And when I looked at the people this was being said about, I was like, yeah, that sounds about accurate, man. That sounds about accurate. Like, but this is because this world becomes so easy and people get so pampered in this world that it turns you into an idiot, man. Like 12 in the ancient world verse 12 now is a completely different story. And wasn't there a king of Israel that was like 7 or 8 years old? You think he would have been the same as a 7 or 8 year old now? Now he wasn't still a man according to even ancient times, but you think that his intelligence level and his like wisdom levels would have been the same as a 7 or 8 year old now? Most of these parents, how they try and raise up their 7 or 8 year olds, they talk to them still like they're little babies, man. They don't even think that their little child should be able to make a bed, should be able to brush their damn teeth by themselves, man. They just pamper them and treat them like they're babies. And then when they get to 12, they're still getting treated like they're little babies too, man. When they get to 15, they're still getting treated like they're babies. When they get into 18, they're still getting treated like they're babies. But then at the same time as when they're these ages in this world, they can go to the nightclub though. But then when they do something wrong, oh, he's just a kid. But then when it's an Israelite, then it's not just a kid. The way how they word it when they do something wrong is that it's a man. And it's hypocrisy. But all of these things that's going on in this world is all based around taking away people's, like, making people ignorant, man, so that they're easily manipulated. Oh, you don't have to worry about doing that. It's difficult. Oh, you don't have to worry about this. It's difficult. Oh, don't worry about learning how to cook. Just buy something offline and we'll cook it for you. Or don't worry about this. Don't worry about having to remember passwords, right? Just press the save password button, and every single time you come to this website, right? Every single time you try and log in to this or log into that, oh, we've got your password saved. Your password saved, so you don't have to remember passwords now, because it's just saved on here now. Like back in the past when phones first started coming out, I never really had one. I had the opportunity, but I didn't really care. And when social media came out and Facebook and all of that, I was one of the last people among my group of people that I used to hang around. I was one of the last people to even have one of those, man. I didn't really care about none of that. I didn't care about social media and all that stuff. I didn't even really care, man. But then when I ended up on it, I was like, man, it started to bug me out, and then I ended up getting rid of it, because you start like, man, it just bugs you out, man. But so, you can see the effects of how it bugs you out now, because all the things that these people do, everyone's live streaming their life, like they're just so interesting and so fascinating. But that's prophecy, because it says that in the last days, people is going to be lovers of themselves, right? People are lovers of themselves, man. Everyone thinks that they're a star. Everyone thinks that they're so interesting now. Let me read this again. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And the cause of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And like, if they just started to gradually make payments be more difficult if you try to use cash, right? Which they already do. People are gonna start using their card. So when you go to a self checkout, for example, in a store, right? There might be one self-checkout or two self-checkouts that are cash and card, but then there'll be maybe one that's cash only, right? So somebody that wants to use cash is gonna have to wait for that one. They might be able to use the cash and card one, but the people that are trying to use the cards, they'll use that one. And certain times when there's it's happened to me, there'll be loads of people that are trying to use cash, and there'll be a card machine, right? And I'll end up being able to jump the queue because I'm the only one in the queue that's prepared to use their card, and the option might have been there to use cash as well, but for convenience, I just use the card, right? And then if you're not spending a certain amount, past a certain amount, you can just tap the card, and it is convenient. But it's paying cashless is not so convenient that I'm going to take the Motb, Lord willing, right? Lord willing, I am not going to take the Motb because of convenience. Oh, it's convenient to not be having to catch hell in this world and just bow down to this. No, that's not convenient, man. That means you're a sellout to Yahweh. And that means you don't love Yahweh, man, or Yahweh Shai. And all of these things that's about convenience in this world is ultimately being done with the goal of pushing this Motb system, man, from the way how these companies are trying to be everything exchanges, right? Oh, every single, like they're trying to basically make certain apps become like, okay, here you can pay your bills, you can buy stocks, you can send a friend money, you can view your bank account balance, you can do I don't even know I don't even know some of these things, man. They'll be saying, man, you can buy cryptocurrency, you can trade futures, commodities, they're trying to make it be from one app. You can do all of this out, and it will even be a social media thing, man. They're trying to make one location where you buy and sell everything. Just like how you've got Amazon on things like Amazon, pretty much everything you can think of, you can buy from them, and there's not really nothing you can't buy from Amazon. Or you're hungry, you can buy from Amazon. Or you want a saw to cut down your tree in your garden, you can buy that from Amazon. You need something to shake your tires off your car, you can buy that. There's pretty much not hardly anything that you can't buy from there, man. And if you've ever been in or seen one of the sizes of the warehouses that they have, they're huge, man. Having hundreds of people working in them on big ass assembly lines, right? And certain brothers, I know I've worked in one of those places before, and them places, mate, they may as well call the managers Pharaoh, bruv, with how they deal with people in them places. They may as well call the managers Pharaoh. Because them kind of places, man, them places are hell, man. They're hell, bruv. Right, let me carry on, man. Because all of these things are deception, man. All of these things to make people's lives easier is also part of deception, because when people's lives are made easier, it comes at a price. It comes with a spiritual and a actual physical cost. Having one location where every single thing can be bought means that other people are missing out on their portion, man. People being so lazy that they don't even know how to cook, right? That actually is a problem. That's actually a problem, man. And when the lockdown came, when it first came out, you had all these people bulk buying all this food, right? And then 2 weeks later, you seen the evidence that, man, these people didn't even know how to store that food that they was hoarding anyway. They was throwing bread in the bins, right? Oh, it's past its sell by date, I'm throwing it in the bin. They didn't think, you know what, let's buy flour and make our own bread. That will last longer. They didn't really know how to go about trying to hoard the food. Anyway, they didn't even really know what to get. Not really. They didn't even really know what to buy, man. Like just imagine if that would have been a real plague thing that had went round, man, and it would have went from then till now. These people would have been done over, man. You had people diving on fruit, rolling around on it, coughing and all kind of stuff. Imagine if it was really some kind of zombie apocalypse thing going around, some kind of 28 days, 28 years, 28 weeks later thing, people would have been done. Revelation chapter 19 and verse 20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the Motb, the charagma, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive into a lake of fire burning with brimstone. And all of the things that are being done, all of the convenience that they're going to try and make it look like, is done for deceptive purposes to get people to take it, man. Right? It's all going to seem convenient. Oh, this is a good idea. Look at all the stuff it can do. Look how easy it is. This man went to the airport and didn't even have to worry about anything. No, he didn't even have to speak to any staff. All he did was scan his hand at every single checkpoint, and he was on the plane before the pilot. He was on the plane before this person. That he was like, he's good. He didn't have to do anything. And then they could make a TV advert showing a person that's got the Motb in their hand and a person that doesn't. They're getting all frisked by all the people. Or we don't know who you are. Get on the ground. And have the other person just go whistling through, right? Showing the convenience, excuse me. Like even with certain of these stores, man, which some people might not want to do this, but it's a way to save money. Certain of these stores, they have like Esau knowing what we eat, like they can't really do much, like because we're not eating unlawful things anyway. They can't they can't trick us into actually eating pork knowingly, because we don't eat that. They can put something in there and we don't know it's in there and we end up eating it, but they can't do it to us knowingly no more, man. We don't knowingly go out of our way to eat abominations no more, man. But like, this is a thing I would say, like when it comes to the food thing, certain of these stores, I know Sainsbury over in the UK and Tesco does that, maybe there's some places in America does it as well. There's certain of these store like loyalty card kind of things. Like there's a Tesco club card, there's a Nectar card, and it allows you to save money if you own that, right? So an item might be, like for example, this has happened a couple of times with lamb, for example, right? Lamb might be like a big lamb shoulder, whatever, might be £20, £25, but with the card, the Nectar card thing, it's halved, right? You're gonna buy, like if you like lamb, which I do and most brothers do, you'd want that card so you could buy that and save half the money, right? Because we're not idiots, like we'd save money. However, when they start bringing out the Motb and saying, oh, if you get the Motb, you save money, right? And they give you an extreme discount, you can't do that. You're not allowed to. Well, if you're not allowed to, if you care about Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, if you want to be a demon, you're allowed to. If you're not of the elect, you're allowed to. If you're of the elect, you're not allowed to. Yahweh's gonna have restrictive measures on you, restricting you from doing that. You ain't gonna be able to, right? You won't actually be physically able to do that, man. You won't be able. You won't actually be able to do it, man. You won't be able to go through with it. But again, all of these things are based around convenience, man. And who's the main people that love convenience? Women. And I was watching the Apostles indoor ministry a couple of days ago, and there was a section. I watched the whole thing. Right? I watched the whole thing. Right? And there was a portion in there where they was talking about women on the Pop the Balloon show. And like they was going into some of the foolish ways on how the women have rejected men on there, and like one woman rejecting men because of their shoes, and it, like Apostle Tahar said something along the lines of, all you got to do is change the shoes, bitch. He said it like that, and I was like, exactly. But these women have had such like a convenience when it comes to dating right now, that they're able to just reject men for any kind of foolish reasons right now. But when it comes down to the wire, men are going to reject them for the same kind of reasons. Or one of her eyes is a bit higher than the other eye. Oh shit, her pinky toe has got too much bunions on there. Man, her left titty looks like it's higher than the other one, and they go they might pull out a spirit level and measure, but like, see, she ain't balanced in the pectoral regions. She ain't balanced. Her left glute is a little bit more narrow than the right glute. Men are gonna come up with stupid reasons to reject you women in that time, man. Like I remember one time, which I don't even watch that Pop the Balloon thing that much, but I remember one time when I was watching one of it, and the woman said that she didn't want to date the guy because he don't have earrings. So everything else was fine according to what she was saying, apart from the fact that he didn't have earrings. And I'm thinking, what does a man having earrings do according to their relationship at all? Just because he didn't have earrings, like she rejected him because he didn't have earrings in his ears. And then there was a next one where a woman was calling all these other men short, right? She was saying, "Oh, I don't like him because he's short. He's short because he's shorter than me." And then another man came in that was shorter than her, right? She didn't pop his balloon, but then he ended up popping her balloon later on in the same show because she was too tall. And then she was all making faces and that, trying to look sideways. But she just rejected men previously for their height though. But then she didn't like it when the shoe was on the other foot, man. And women love convenience. And that's why they're gonna be some of the main ones taking an MOTB, man. They're gonna take the MOTB because they love convenience, man. They've loved being able to go to the nightclub and it's free for them to get in. Now, I've been turned away from getting into a nightclub before in the past when I used to care about going to that foolishness. I've been turned away. I never ever tried to fight the bouncers though, but I tried to plead to get in and stuff like that at one point in time. I've seen bouncers try and play games with people, or you can't get in because you ain't got shoes. Then the people go and get some shoes, and then like, okay, you just can't get in really. I've seen all that happening. You know what I mean? I've seen if you show up with too many geezers there, you don't get in and all that. I've seen all of that. But the nightclub's dumb anyway, man. To get in there, it's dumb anyway. And when you get in there, the people are wicked as hell anyway, man. There's adultery going on in there. There's all kind of wickedness. And when you look back on it, you're like, man, why did they even want to go in there anyway? Why did they even care about going in there in the first place, man? That's just a den for people being able to commit adultery. And all you women that go to them nightclubs, yeah, and try and claim you go in there to dance with your girls, you're a damn liar. You go in there to try and see if there's someone better than the man that you're with, right? And pretending that you go in there just to dance with your girls. You go in there, you might be going there to dance with your girls, but when you're dancing, you're trying to see what kind of men you can reject and say, "Oh, I've got a boyfriend." Right? That's part of it as well, man. But that convenience is all gonna go as well. All of that convenience is gonna go too, man. All the convenience of this world are gonna be taken away with then the goal coming back to, okay, here's how we're gonna make it convenient again. Here's how we're gonna make the world relaxed again. Take this MOTB. That's the kind of game that they're trying to pull right now, man. They're trying to set up all the infrastructure to make it be, okay, when it goes down, this is how we're gonna try and get people back under control. This is what they want to do, man. Let's read a bit of this. Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. And most of the things that have took place in this world have been to make women's lives easier. Because of men being told legally that they're not allowed to have multiple wives has made women's lives easier. It's put women at ease. Because then now they don't have to compete with other women. They ain't got enough. They know that the man's not allowed to legally have another woman. So if he gets another woman which is in his nature, she can try and come with that, oh, he cheated on me. He committed adultery on me, which is not true. But that's how the world will try and play it. That's how the law, which is false and wicked in this world, that's how they'll try and play it. But then if she, as a woman, goes out and gets another man, that's considered legal in this society. So, the reason why she cheated is because he wasn't a real one. Or, she cheated on him because he wasn't hitting her with enough Kama Sutra moves, or he wasn't putting it down in the bedroom. But then when she gets committed so-called adultery on, it's not because she wasn't good enough in the bedroom though. It's just because he's a dog and he's an animal. And it's a rigged game, right? The whole dating things have been a rigged game for a long time, and women have been at ease. They've been if you can reject somebody because you don't like. When have you ever seen a man reject a woman because you don't like her shoes? Like, when does that happen? Men are not that shallow that they're gonna see a woman and she's attractive in every other way to him, but then when he looks at her shoes, he's like, "Oh, I don't like her shoes." Now, maybe if her shoes were like bust out and like her ankles hanging out the back and one of her big toes hanging out through the front, he's gonna be like, "Man, it's a bit random that she's like her toes hanging out the front of her shoes, but everything else looks alright. Like, what the hell has she been doing? Like, why the hell she got shoes like that? But if her shoes are just normal, but he doesn't like the shoes, he's gonna be like, oh great, all right. But if her shoes was crazy dirty, like she's been walking through a swamp and she's got mold on them, he might look at her shoes and be like, "Ee, why she got that on her feet?" But if her shoes are just clean, normal, they've been worn, but he just doesn't like them, like he ain't gonna reject a woman for that. But a woman will reject a man for that. She'll reject a man because he don't match her height with high heels are. These are the kind of things that take place. But women have yet to experience how men are gonna start treating them like that, man. They've yet to see that. Some women are gonna be okay, but a lot of women are gonna be getting rejected the same way they rejected men in the past, man. And I don't think they're gonna be able to handle it. Many days and years shall be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail. The ease, right? For the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. All these times where they was able to just enjoy their life all the time on easy mode is not gonna be there no more, man, because the convenience is gonna be taken away at the same time as they're setting up the infrastructure to make it easy. And that's why it's kind of like it's not gonna work for someone, because they're trying to do something that goes against Yahweh's prophecies, man. Yahweh wants the Motb to be pushed on the people, but he doesn't want that to be the everlasting system of this world. It's not going to work in its completion how they want it to. They're trying to do whatever they're trying to do, but at some point it's not going to work. But they're trying it though. They got to try, but it's not going to work in the end of it, man. And I think I'll end the video there, man. I just wanted to talk about a bit about that because I came across a few things and I was like, yeah, that's what they're trying to do, man. They're trying to like make every single thing, your medical, everything be just one place. And eventually they'd want every single thing to do with a person all in one spot, man. Under the Motb micro CHIP system. They want your medical details, your payments, your finances, your bills, everything, your university, your educational histories, everything where you've worked, like all your LinkedIn, anything, like basically it'll be like this, man. Anything that you had on LinkedIn, if you got anything information on there, anything you got to do with your health, anything you got to do with what you studied in the past, every single thing in one place. That's the overall goal, man. The Internet of Things, the Internet of Bodies, all of that, everything in one place, all the information about one individual, right? All the information about every single individual on earth in one place, if they could get it to be like that, but they're not going to be able to because Yahweh's not with that, right? It's not going to, they're going to set up the system, they're going to build, but God's going to throw it down. And I'm going to end the video there, Shalom.